Welcome to this Relationales video presentation. Using quota text and SQL statements can impose complexities. Single quotes in SQL Server denote string literals. Most of the time the string literal use of single quotes does not cause difficulties until one writes dynamic SQL. In this video we will cover some examples of how to handle quotes. The first example demonstrates the use of single quote escaping by the entering of two consecutive single quotes. This is a very common technique, but can become cumbersome to read and write statements this way when writing dynamic SQL statements. Every set of double single quotes represents one single quote. The quote name string function encloses a string of text in the specified character. The characters must be a matched set, such as parentheses, quotes, brackets, or curly braces. This function works nicely to ensure that no raw SQL is stored in a database, as raw SQL could be directly executed in a dynamic statement. The quote name function, however, is limited to 128 characters. This example fails because the varchar declaration exceeds 128 characters. The 128 character limitation enforces SQL 92 compliance for identifiers. The next example succeeds because the varchar size has been reduced to 128 characters. The quoted character must be one of the set-based delimiters. Using a / fails because it does not have a opening and closing delimiter. The system function, sysreplication replace single quote, is very useful for creating dynamic SQL statements. Every single quote within a text string is replaced with a double quote. This can help reduce the tedious process of ensuring all single quotes are properly placed. While there is very little documentation available about this system function, it appears that it was designed to aid in the creation of the many dynamic SQL statements required to maintain replicated data stores. The system function, sysreplication replace single quote plus protect string, is the same as the previous function used, except that it encloses the entire string in a set of single quotes. Among other uses, this protects the string from being directly executed in a dynamic statement. As previously mentioned, properly quoting an SQL statement can become tedious when generating dynamic code. In this example, we must enter 6 consecutive single quotes just to have our select output a quoted string. We could try and clarify our statement further by using a SQL variable containing a quoted string in combination with the sysreplication replace single quote system function. This, however, is not much better. To safely store the previous example in a table column, we might want to use the sysreplication replace single quote plus protect string system function. This string will not execute with sp_execute SQL. The best practice when generating dynamic SQL is to parameterize any parts of the statement that change due to outside input and execute the statement with named parameters. Parameters themselves are not dynamically parsed, so any quoted text inside the parameter is treated literally. The quoted identifier set option can be used at the statement level to define how double quotes are used in a statement. The default setting is on. This means that double quotes are used to set off database object identifiers. A developer might consider setting the quoted identifier option to off if there was a need to use single quotes frequently within literal text. Another reason to turn the option off would be to remain compatible with non-SQL 92 compliant systems. The option must be set to on when working with indexes, computed columns, or indexed views. If not, CRUD operations will fail. Thank you for viewing this Relationales video presentation.